Hi everyone! Welcome back to this channel. If you're new here, my name is Anna and today I am presenting my April/May TBR. What? Not TBR, wrap up. So the reason for me making like a wrap up for 2 months in one video again is that I was in the biggest reading slump all May, and I only managed to finish one book, a book in a month, and not like the biggest book, so I am kind of disappointed, but at the same time I'm proud that I managed to finish even one book, because I've been struggling to even pick up a book and read more than 10 or 15 pages for like the whole month. It's been a real problem. But I think I am out of my reading slump right now. Unfortunately, I don't have that much time to read, as currently I'm having my state exams, so I've just got back home from my Russian exam, which went well. I hope we'll find out in like approximately 2 weeks, but I think it was alright. I'm just gonna stop rambling right now and get into the wrap up. So, the first book that I read in April, I mean, when I say April, it honestly feels like it was ages ago. So, the first book I read in April was Milk and Honey by Ruby Kaur. I don't know how to pronounce her surname. I'm so sorry. I think about it every time that I need to look it up and I just forget to do that. Oh my god, I'm so hungry. This book, I think that all of you have already heard about it because it's quite famous, but I only got to read it this April. So this book is like a compilation of different poems, and I think I actually talked about this book in my January to March wrap up, but it was because I read it at the very beginning of April and I was filming that wrap up at the beginning of April as well, so I think that I have already included in previous wrap up, but I have also included in this wrap up. It's kind of messed up. So I really loved this book and I get the hype around it, like I definitely do get it. So I gave it 5 out of 5 stars. The next book that I read was The Power of Six by Pitaka Slor. Again, not sure that I pronounced his name or his surname correctly. This is the second book in the Lorien Legacy series. The first book is I Am Number 4, I guess it's called. So this book was really great. It was like, you know, action-packed and really fast-moving, so I wanted to know what was gonna happen next, and now I definitely do want to read the next book. I think it's 6 or 7 books in this series. Unfortunately, only 3 of them have been translated into Russian, so I have the third book on my TBR shelf, but I guess if I want to keep on reading the series, I'll have to buy all the rest books in English, which will probably be possible very soon. I hope. I gave this book 4 out of 5 stars. The next book, again, really popular, but I only got to read it in April of this year. It's Fangirl by Rainbow Rowell. So this is the story about a girl, Kat, and her twin sister Ren, and they both go to college, and they have always been together, but now Ren wants to like be separated from the sister and like not be the part of the twins, but to be just a human by herself. Also, Kat and Ren, they have been writing this fan fiction through several years, so you also see Kath writing, and what is more, she is dealing with anxiety, so and their father is dealing with bipolar disorder. So this book has like a great mental health representation. I honestly do not know how accurate it is because I unfortunately am not dealing with any of these issues, but I've heard from many people that reading about Kath dealing with her anxiety really helped them, and that they found themselves in this book. So I think that this representation was quite well. So all in all, I gave this book 5 out of 5 stars. The next book I read, or let's just say I tried to read, was Violets in March by Sarah Gio. I was really excited for this book, and I bought it, I guess, 2 or even 3 years ago. So it's been on my TBR shelf forever, and I finally decided to read it, and I was really disappointed. So this is a story about a woman who just got divorced, and now she's a writer, and she wants to I don't know, start writing again because she hasn't been able to do it ever since her first novel has been published. And so she goes to this island where she used to spend her childhood sometimes. So she goes to that island, and there she finds that diary of some girl who used to live on that island as well, and there is some love drama kind of stuff going on. So this woman reads about this girl from the past and tries to figure out who did what and what happened, basically, because she understands that this diary tells the real story of people on this island, and like people who this woman, the main character, might even know right now. So I wanted to know how this was gonna end. So the plot is quite interesting, and like you actually want to keep on reading it, but oh, my hair got stuck. Oh my god, this is embarrassing. Sorry. But the way the book is written, I don't know, I think it was the writing style maybe, or maybe the lack of events, but I just could not make myself keep on reading the book. So you know, sometimes when you read a book and you just want to know what's gonna happen next and like how it's gonna end, so you force yourself into reading it, and all in all, it is worth it. Here, I couldn't even finish the book. I ended up DNFing it, and like, no. I gave it, I think, 1 or 2 out of 5 stars, and it's good. Like, the plot is interesting, but the way it's written is just so boring that you just can't force yourself to read it, unfortunately. So the next book that I read, unfortunately loved, was All the Bright Places by Jennifer Niven. I don't have the physical copy because I borrowed it from my friend and I have already given it back. But this is the story about a girl and a boy who meet at the rooftop when like they both were about to commit suicide, kind of. So, and they meet, and that's how their worlds collide. I think many people suppose that the main male protagonist was dealing with depression, but I honestly believe that it was bipolar disorder. And my friend actually googled it, and I don't know where she found this information, but she said like that, yeah, he had a bipolar disorder because, you know, he describes his depressed states, like phases, as like being asleep, and then he does not speak about his manic phases, but sometimes when you read it, and like you can definitely see it in his behavior and his actions. So I've heard that this book had like the depression representation, and when I read it I was like, it doesn't really look like depression. And then bipolar disorder is even mentioned in the book, and the boy tries to think about the traits of bipolar disorder and he finds himself in them. So he kind of labels himself as someone who suffers from bipolar disorder, which is not the right way to do it. If you think you have mental health issues, you definitely should see the specialist and be diagnosed if you need to be. But anyway, so this book also deals with grief of losing the beloved ones of someone who was really, really close to you, as the main female character lost her sister in a car accident. And it also deals with this problem, I guess, that if someone suffers from mental health issues, you can't be their salvation. Another person can never solve your mental health problems, and you only can be helped and saved by a specialist, and only if you want to be helped and saved. Okay, so sometime I will film a video without having my battery die or running out of memory on my memory card, but not today, apparently, not today. So again, let me list all the things that all the bright places are dealing with. It's mental health issues such as bipolar disorder / depression. It's definitely the grief of losing someone really close to you and losing a relative and how it affects the whole family. It also deals with like family issues in case when your parents get a divorce and one of them finds the new family and you have to communicate with that new family. So yeah, I think that's it. No, also it deals with suicide and suicidal thoughts, which is an extremely important topic as well. Another argument, I think, I just remembered it, for Theo, the main male character, having not depression by bipolar disorder is that it looks like his father might have it as well. And bipolar disorder, as far as I'm concerned, is the may call disease. Let's just say it's a disorder that can be transported from parents to children. So because I think that he might have it, because sometimes there are actions of domestic violence from the father towards his ex-wife or his children, and when it happens, Theo's mom used to say he is in one of his moods, which definitely looks like the depressive moods, depressive state, like phase of bipolar disorder, as far as I'm concerned. And yeah, so that's it, and I gave this book even 4.5 out of 5 stars. And the last book, which I actually read not in April but in May, the only book that I managed to read in May, but like at least it's something, it's Percy Jackson and the Last Olympian, the 5th and the last book in Percy Jackson and the Olympian series. This book was actually a reread for me because about a year or 2 years ago I decided to reread the whole Percy Jackson series in order to keep on reading the next series from Rick Riordan, which is Heroes of Olympus, because the actions of Heroes of Olympus series, as far as I know, are they take place in the same universe as the Percy Jackson. And some characters from the Percy Jackson series also appear in the Heroes of Olympus, so I decided to just refresh my memory because I read Percy Jackson when I was 12 or 13, I guess, so definitely 5 years later I don't remember a thing. I don't have a lot to say about this book except for that I love it. I just loved it so much, and I think that it helped to get me out of my reading slump. I definitely gave it 5 out of 5 stars, and if you for some reason have not read Percy Jackson yet, I don't know what you're waiting for. Your life will be changed, like, for sure. Just read it. That's it for my April and May wrap up. Thank you so much for watching. If you're not subscribed to my channel yet, please do it. I hope that when summer officially starts, because I mean, on the calendar, yes, it's already summer, but I still have my state exams, so unfortunately I don't have that much time to read or to film. So I hope that when I pass all my exams, I will have more time to film the videos. So subscribe to this channel, also subscribe to my, let's just call it, main channel, Anna the Procrastinator. The link will be down below. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, and I will see you hopefully really soon.